Hello and welcome to Industries Helping Hands. We welcome you to the Talk with Industry Expert session, where in this video, we are going to have a conversation with the guest speaker of the session, Mr. Javed Khatri Sir. Currently, he is the Chief Product Officer of the electric vehicle company e-bike. Right after his graduation in a Bachelor of Engineering in Computer Science, he founded the company Kustard Technologies, which is acquired by the electric vehicle company e-bike at $2 million. There came a time in his life when he was struggling to pay the college fees, but the price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether it's a win or a loss, he has applied to the best of himself to the task at hand. He formed a company and sold it to EV company for around 15 crore rupees. A lot of hard work is hidden behind the nice things. Great things come from the hard work and dedication. In this talk session, we are going to unfold the inspiring journey of an entrepreneur. If you are also dreaming to make a career in the electric vehicle company but you are confused about how to start the preparation for that, then you can visit our website industrieshelpinghands.com. You may also download our mobile application. For more updates, you can join our WhatsApp group and Telegram channel. The link is in the description. Press the subscribe button so that you will never miss any update on YouTube. So let's start the talk session. Hello and welcome to the Talk with Industry Expert session. Today we are having with us our very special guest speaker of the session. I would say that he is an entrepreneur, he is a founder, he is a leader, he is a learner, he is an initiator, he is a challenge taker, and he is a risk taker also. I'm talking about Mr. Javed Khatri Sir. He founded Kustard and that is acquired by the electric vehicle company e-bike. Once again, a very warm welcome to you, sir, on our platform Industries Helping Hands. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time to the students of our country. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, I would like to say to our student community across India, this session is going to be very fruitful for you because Javed sir, right after his graduation, he started his own venture, his own company, Kustard, and Kustard is one of the best app development company in India. He considered himself as the CEO, Chief Everything Officer of the company, and right after his student journey, he started his own venture. He is a very young personality who was featured in the Forbes 30 Under 30 Asia 2022. So with all the big titles and tags and the fancy tags, we can say that as a young entrepreneur featured on Forbes, there is a story behind that also, having the challenges also. So I would like to know your story, sir. What is your story? How you have started all this thing so that the student community will take inspiration from you for their entrepreneurship journey.
Sure. So, thank you for the introduction. First of all, I don't know if I deserve that or not. Let me just start with my journey. So, to trace back my generations, like 7 generations from where I belong, there was no relationship with entrepreneurship or business or education. In fact, I was the first engineer from my family, and before that, hardly anyone had completed even fourth standard from my from my family, basically. So there was no backing as such. I don't come from a background or a family which was into entrepreneurship or run some business. In fact, I was born to a very beautiful couple in slums of Mumbai. My mother is a housewife. My father is a carpenter. We used to work as a daily wage laborer, basically. And somehow both of them believe that will put in everything and get him kind of educated. So back then, when I was a kid, the only dream was to somehow complete 10th standard your SSC and then go for some kind of call center jobs or maybe drive a auto rickshaw or something of that sort. I was like, I studied in a very normal school. And to be very honest, there was no one who could actually help us think that big. Our only dream was to kind of pass out and just get a 10, 15,000 ka job and life will be all set. Then 10th standard happened. I happened to be the toppers in my college, and I kind of many people around me started observing that if he kind of studies further, then it might change the fortune of his family and him, right? So I opted for science, studied physics, chemistry, maths and stuff, and I was very fond of computers right from the childhood. But the fact was that I never knew how to operate a computer. I was always crazy, but at the same time, I knew that my parents wouldn't be able to afford a computer, right? So then after 12th, I had to decide what to do now. So since I was crazy about computers, getting going for computer engineering was a no-brainer, basically. And I was a bit kiddish also at that time. So in my mind, I had that thought that yes, if I go for computer engineering, probably I might get a computer. So that was the only sole motivation. And once I get a computer, I can just play around with it. I can learn new things. So I got the first computer in first year of engineering, and when we when the lectures started, when the practicals started, so everyone around me was well versed with the computer, and I was the one who didn't know much about it. So people used to make fun of me. वो होता है ना मतलब you're a bit different, right? So whenever our professor used to give us some task to code, I was the one who was not able to finish it on time or hardly understood anything, to be very honest. So I went into a kind of depression kind of thing wherein I thought I won't be able to cope up with it. But then gradually somehow I got an internet connection. Back then, you used to have those mobile hotspots with GPRS connection. So I started learning things, and gradually I understood that there's a different world altogether once you have the internet connection. So you'd always find me spending like 12, 15 hours in front of computer, the entire time I was around it basically. So I started teaching myself all these skills and stuff. And in first year of engineering itself, I built my own website right from within 6 months. उसके पहले मुझे computer operate करने को भी नहीं आता था. So that's how it was. And once people saw that yes, this guy is upgrading himself and he's learning, so rest of the people were dependent on academics. You know, whatever professors used to teach, they used to kind of learn and implement them. And since I didn't understand what they were teaching, so I kind of started finding my own way. So more and more people saw that yes, I was learning something. I was learning to build apps, applications and stuff, and slowly people started joining me. So I kind of formed a group, a team, wherein we used to build mobile apps and those kind of things. So right from second year, I won multiple competitions. Then, since I was not from that well-privileged background, there was always a concern or a worry how to pay the fees, right? And I had to do something to pay my fee also. So I started my company itself in second year of engineering. It was an IT services company where I used to help people build mobile apps, websites, and those kind of stuff. So that was one venture. And second, I was into 3D printing business, wherein I used to help people from architecture background, or basically help them print more 3D printed objects, basically. So somehow I used to learn also, I used to earn also, and that's how I kind of paid all my college fees in those 4 years. Then there was this placement season. So it starts in fourth year of engineering, and the very first company came to our college, and I got to know that I'm not allowed to sit for placements. So I was like, what happened? They're like, you need at least 60% to aggregate to sit for the placements. And I had just 55 or 56% as an aggregate. So I was very bad at academics. So and then there came a situation where all your friends are getting placed, and you are the one who is not placed. Certainly it's not a good feeling. Then again, I went into some kind of depression, but then I was like, there's no point going into depression. It's better to take things and situation into your hands, basically. So I started applying offline, and within 45 days, I had 6 job offers in my hand, and I was one of the highest placed student in my college. So that happened. I worked for multiple startups after completing my engineering just to gain exposure. And then again, I realized that I was not meant for doing job because I wanted things to happen on my own way, and moreover, I wanted to work on a bigger purpose. So I, along with my friends Mandar and Uday, started Kustard back in 2016. Then worked with a lot of cool companies, including Zepto, Tata companies, Indigo Paints, Airtel, just to name a few. This company got acquired by Go 2021, and now I'm currently working as a chief product officer. So it's a bit about my journey.
Something that is really, really inspiring right after your college. Like from second year itself, you have started your own company, and it shows something that is very, very important, that your skills matter more than your scores. You are not good
Absolutely.
at academics, but the way you learn the things, the way you understand on your own. And second important thing, that most of the students, basically, whenever we are having the conversation, the students belong to tier two, three cities, and some of them are from the rural background. So your story is itself inspiring for the ones who belong to that area, and how you deal with all the challenges regarding everything and build your career in the very proper way. So it's something that is very, very inspiring. My next question is related to that only, sir. You upskill yourself apart from the education that you have get to work on the things that you are learning. I would like to know your opinion, sir. Right now, we see that there is a kind of huge skill gap between the industry and the academia. What are your piece of advices, sir, for the students to upskill? So basically, they will understand from you, learn from you how they have to upskill.
Yeah, so I think you're speaking about the gap between what the academics does and what the industry requires. Right. So one thing which I realized from a personal journey is the earlier you start, the better. So usually what happens is if students are into engineering, they realize this fact in their final year of engineering, or some people even realize when they go in the industry. Uh, so first thing that you need to do is okay, degree is fine and stuff, but then unfortunately our academics is in such a state right now that for colleges also it's technically not possible to upgrade their syllabus every year or every 2 years basically, because there's a lot of efforts which goes in, and they need to train their professors, faculty. A lot of things goes behind the scenes. So you have to take things into your hands, realize what you want to do. Not necessarily if you are into engineering, then you need to kind of be a software engineer only. If you're into computer engineering, do whatever you want. uh, in fact, engineers are capable of doing anything in this world, to be very honest. So just find whatever what you like, do multiple experimentation. So you have 4 years of engineering, or while you're doing graduation you have 3 years, if you're doing plain graduation. So 3 years, 4 years is a long enough duration to experiment things. Just keep on experimenting. Start new things, get out of your comfort zone. Like if you have a laptop and an internet connection today, you can't stay poor. You can't stay. I don't mean money wise. I mean knowledge wise. You can't stay poor. Uh, just that you need enough motivation. You have to go out of your comfort zone and just keep on working on whatever you like. Try to be best in that field. One thing that I always tell people is, no matter what you do, just be the best in whatever you're doing. So yeah, that's what I want to convey.
Exactly. It's something that is really very important. Whatever you like, just put all your passion and interest towards it. Then only you
Absolutely.
can learn. So, sir, you have played both the roles. Like in your student life, also you have started your own company, and after completing your graduation, you have started full time on your own company. So, I would like to know your opinion, sir. When it comes to hiring the people, what are the skills you are looking among right now in the engineers or graduates, what basically the freshers, what kind of skills you are looking for in, because in any company hiring plays a very, very important role. It just increases your ROI in compounding. So what are the key skills you are looking among the freshers, sir, so that the students who are watching our conversation, they will understand and they will prepare accordingly themselves for the placements?
For me, it's always attitude over skills. That is the first and the foremost thing. Skills, you can train, always train people for, but attitude is something which is difficult to kind of change, right? So that is the one thing that I kind of personally look at. And second is basically I always evaluate if the person can learn to learn. It's a very interesting thing. Once you learn to learn, you can learn any damn thing in this world. So these are the only two things which I kind of see while hiring. Rest everything falls into its place automatically.
Exactly. It's skills is something that we can taught to a particular person, but the attitude is something that comes on his own
It's
behavior.
difficult.
How is Yeah, exactly. So basically, sir, as currently you are in the IT industry, you have given much of your time developing the things, developing the products. So as per your knowledge, sir, and as per your experience, what do you think? What are the upcoming technologies we are having in India so that student can shape their career and started working towards that technologies and understanding, doing their own R&D, finding out the details. So what are your views on it, sir?
Uh, Again, see, technology will keep on coming and going. As I mentioned, you should learn to learn. Once you do that, it won't matter if new technology is coming or you don't know something. It's just that one thing. But if you talk about technologies, slowly we are transitioning into a Web3 world, right? Wherein Web3 is going to be the future. You have AR, you have VR in terms of tech. But again, more than technology, how you are using the technology to make an impact on people's life, that's what matters the most. You might know hundreds of technologies, hundreds of programming languages, but if you don't know how to make it to a good use, then it's of no use. So one thing that you should also learn is how you can use your, because technology is like a superpower. If you know how to code, it's a superpower. If you know how to design, if you know how to build a product, it's a superpower. So but if you have the superpower, you should put it to a good use, right, for the society. So that's what I think students should be doing.
Exactly, sir. And as you have mentioned that it's difficult for the colleges also to update their curriculum time to time because it requires lots of efforts also, time also, and capital also, and everything that is
Correct.
involved in it. So I would like to know your opinion, sir, when we are seeing this kind of large scale gap between the industry and the academia, what are your suggestions to the training and placement cells of the colleges because they are playing a very important role. The future workforce is right there in the institutions. So how these institutions will work to make the things in a very proper way so that industry will get the skilled workforce and students will get the direct jobs in the industries. What are your views on it?
So as I mentioned earlier also, the training and placement cell, they get active only in fourth year, right? And first year, second year, third year, I think students are not in touch. So first thing that they need to do is be in touch with students uh, right from first year of engineering itself, and kind of inculcate that culture in the college itself, wherein people are just come. Imagine this culture wherein people are, everyone in the college is working on something or the other. People are helping each other, learning from each other, growing together, building companies, building startups. That kind of culture you need to have. So for me, luckily, I was able to form this kind of culture while I was in my college. Not throughout, but at least there were around 20, 30 people who kind of believed in this mission and were like-minded enough. So you need to have that kind of culture into your college itself right from the beginning. I am also so basically I come from Somaya University, KJ Somaya College of Engineering. So I am also on board of studies for Bachelor of Design. So I've played a small role crafting the syllabus for Bachelor of Design. So I have kept all these things in mind while doing that, and that's what actually matters. So again, you need to change the entire format of how learning happens, especially in colleges.
Exactly, sir. And whenever any journey starts, and as your entrepreneur journey also starts, everyone sees it like it's a graph of the J curve where everything is just rising. But
Absolutely.
we understand that there is a lot of challenges on it, right? Like it's like a roller coaster journey. Sometimes the graph is down, sometimes the graph is at up. So I would like to know your opinion, sir. So the students who are like wanting to be the entrepreneurs of our country, wanted to create job opportunities. What are your views on it, sir? What makes an entrepreneur so successful, and what is the driving force behind your company formation, and what keeps you going every day to fulfill your dreams?
Of course, India needs more and more entrepreneurs. So if you look at our education system, right from the beginning, right from junior KG or senior KG, it has always been like this, wherein just complete 10th standard. Uh, Now just 2 more years, complete 12th standard, and you'll have complete graduation, and then you will get a good job. So students are always the sole purpose or goal behind getting educated is getting a good job. No one is talking about starting their own business or their own ventures. So number one, you need to change this kind of mindset. The purpose of education is not only to secure a job, but there are many more reasons behind it. And secondly, if you want to start up something, there are no barriers, to be very honest. Who is stopping you to start something? Just go and start, whether it be a small website, or whether it be a small social media page, or whether it be a small podcast. You start, everything starts small and then grow big. One thing, what is more important is be consistent in whatever you're doing. Like most people, when they start, they are full of energy, energetic. Yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then slowly the energy keeps on reducing. So don't do this. Be consistent. Don't put in all your energy right on the day one. Be consistent. You are not running a 100-meter race. It's a marathon. You have to preserve your energy and you have to reach your goal. So just to whoever who wants to start, I just want to ask one question: what is stopping you from starting? Start. You'll find customers. You learn how to sell. You learn how to build. You learn how to market your company. Do it.
Exactly. Like I would say that thinking big requires the same number of brain cells as thinking small. So why don't think big when you can? So basically, sir, I would like to know that everyone, as you have said, that the only purpose of education is not something to get a good job. Okay, it is mandatory, it is required for your career. But along with that, everyone right after their fourth year, it's looking for the offer letter. But for getting the offer letter, it needs certain kind of preparation from your end, right? And the first thing, as you are also the employer, recruiter is the role that you have played in your organization also. So you come up to meet with so many people like this, sir, who are applying for the different kind of jobs. And the first thing that represents anyone's personality before the recruiter is their CV, what they write in their core resume. So what are the things, sir, that you check on the resume? Okay, these are the particular points I should have to check on anyone's resume, because nobody is having in this busy world enough time to go through each and every line. So what are your piece of advices to the students so that they can understand and represent their personality in a better way on a piece of paper that we call a resume?
Okay. So first of all, for my company, I don't ask for resume. I just tell them, show me what you have done. So I just ask for relevant project links, portfolios in case of design, or case studies in case of other profiles. That's what I ask for. For resume, I believe it can be easily tweaked. For example, for me, in my case, when I completed engineering, as I mentioned, I was not allowed to sit for placements. Then I started applying offline. So whenever I used to send a resume to some company, I always made sure that I don't write my education details, because if I write my education details, it will show my percentage, 56%, and I am bound to get rejected. So I removed that section itself. I wrote only these are the projects I have done. Here are the links to those projects, and you know what? No one asked me what what is your degree or so when I basically finally accepted one job offer and I joined that company. 2 months, 3 months down the line, the CEO of the company came to me and asked me, Javed, are you an engineer? I said yes. So that's how usually it works in our field. Your degrees hardly matter. It's all about the work that you have done, how you have done. That's what matters at the end of the day. But in case if you're sitting for college placements and stuff, they do have their own formats and stuff, and you have to basically comply to whatever they ask for.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the only hands-on experience and the skills and the knowledge that you are having on any particular subject is going to matter.
Correct.
So basically, sir, it's a rising India, it's a new India, it's a digital India, it's a skilled India. So I would like to know your opinions regarding the entrepreneurship as it's already opening the gates of lots job opportunities and everything. The economic growth of the country is right now depending majority of on the entrepreneurship, on the startup things. So in future, how we are looking these things and what are your opinions and advices to the students so that they can develop the skills and they can start their own initiative like you did in your journey.
Of course, as you mentioned, India needs more and more entrepreneurs so that we can be at par with developed countries, right? So if you see uh, people who are of the age of our parents, they usually prefer staying at one company for 50 years, 30 years, 40 years. Then the generation after that, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. And then my generation, it's 2 years, 3 years kind of stuff. And now, if you see, every 6 months, people are switching their jobs, and it has become a quite a norm. So the future that I see is it's going to be a creator economy wherein none of us will work for a same organization. In fact, people will have one person will have multiple jobs, and people will work in slots or buckets basically. Wherein if I'm working for something, then 2 hours maybe I'll allocate to this company, 2 hours I'll allocate to some other company, and tomorrow if I don't feel like working, I won't work. So that's how it's going to be, and you can see the Gen Z. That's how they are evolving, and the patience level has been reducing down drastically. People are impatient. They want immediate results. They want faster results, and they want to grow fast, move fast, and crack things faster.
Exactly, sir. The thing that we have also realized that patience is something that is dropping down. People want everything in a very instantaneously way.
Yes, they want everything yesterday.
Yeah, like I would say that, guys, it's your career. It's not like your 2 minute Maggie that can prepare and give you the instant result. So, some kind of hard work is definitely required if you are thinking for the long term achievements and goals regarding your career. So, at last, sir, I would like to know what kind of advices and suggestions would you like to give to the students? Because when you were also in your phase of engineering, you were also looking that there might be someone at least who can guide you, who can show you the path that the kind of difficulties that you have faced while your during your preparation and everything. So that kindly share some advices and suggestions to the students, sir, so that they will get certain kind of guidance from you.
See, if you want to start up something, dream big, but start small. Be consistent with whatever you are doing. Believe in yourself and believe in whatever you are doing, because if you don't believe in whatever you are doing, people around you, your employees or investors, of course they believe in whatever you do. Don't think much, don't overthink. Things will fall into its place gradually. Just do your best in whatever you do. Aim to be in top 1% in whatever you do. Even if you are a auto rickshaw driver, or if you drive a cab, be the best driver. If you work at some restaurant, be the best over there. So just aim for being the best, no matter what profession you are. That's my secret sauce basically. And for people who are planning to see, there are different types of people. Not everyone is meant for entrepreneurship, and not everyone is meant for being an employee. So if you are planning to take up a job, that is also not bad. It's both are different lives altogether. With job, you get security, you get stability. You learn things, you get paid for it. While you are running a company, you learn things and you have to pay for it. So even job, there's nothing wrong with job also. Again, be good at whatever you are doing. Take right career decisions. Just don't jump into something which pays you the most. uh, Find a right balance between how much I'm going to learn and how much I'm going to earn. And in the initial few years of a career, focus on learning and not earning. So many a times in college, there are companies who offer good packages, but then if you ask the job role, learning wise, it won't be that exciting. So focus on learning first, and then money will automatically follow you. So these are some advices I feel should be helpful to the students.
Exactly, sir. And I would say that it's the LED principle that you are applying. Firstly, you have learned more, earned more, and right now you're donating more. The knowledge that you have acquired in your learning phase, whether it's your self-learning or learning from the institution, now today you are giving your valuable time to the students across country. You are doing back-to-back sessions on it. You are guiding them, so that really means a lot. And I believe that stories are like a light, and light is very important in the world that shows the direction to the other people also. So thank you so much, sir, for being our guest speaker of the session and guiding the students in a very proper way regarding their career. Your presence really means a lot for us, sir. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks once again for having me. I really enjoyed this session. I hope this was helpful.